I wanted to understand from you the monetization opportunity as well, both on the manufacturing side as well as the services side. What is the margin picture like on both these fronts? And what does the path to profitability look like? Because at least if you look at some of the other startups in other verticals, in other categories, the burn is fairly significant. But I would imagine that won't be the case here. So if you could just explain the math, the economics to us on both the manufacturing as well as the services side.
Sure. That's a great question, actually. If you look at, most opportunities which are consumer facing, the focus is on driving adoption at any cost. And in that scenario, people forget that, when you're building a physical products, a lot of times you need to have that visibility of being able to make money on that product. Otherwise, you will not be able to build a sustainable opportunity. In case of consumer systems, initially it works out because at scale, more often than not, the cost of building that system significantly reduces. But that's probably not the case in the drone industry, particularly in India, because we are not focusing towards a lot of consumer use cases. We are actually focusing a lot towards use cases which are going to be around enterprise usage or commercial usage of these systems. And I'm glad to say that Indian ecosystem is not entirely doing a predatory pricing model as far as drones is concerned, but because it's an enterprise business, it's a lower volume opportunity. I believe that we need to really be focused on building differentiated solutions which will ensure that there are adequate margins available for businesses to continue to innovate in this space. I think why margins are important is not because of the fact that somebody is going to make a lot of money, but from the perspective that if you need to sustain R&D, if you need to be the drone of the world, you cannot do it by doing what everyone else is doing. You'll have to do it by building differentiated technology. And that level of technology needs investments. And those investments in an industry like ours don't necessarily easily come from only funding. We need to generate those resources ourselves. And from that perspective, I feel that margin profile for differentiated products is going to remain high. For products which are competing in the market for performance, reliability, and autonomy stacks, which are relatively more commonly available, they will continue to have margin pressures, but hopefully we will not see predatory pricing in that as far as opportunities is concerned. However, when you look at services is a space where we are seeing a large amount of predatory pricing happening even today in the country because it's such at a nascent stage, competing in the open market in this fashion for relatively undifferentiated outcomes for the end customer is obviously challenging. And we are seeing a lot of early pressures on margins in that segment. And we believe that this is going to stabilize over a period of time as the industry gains maturity. It starts understanding what will it take from the point of view of building a sustainable long-term business in this area of operation.
Yeah, and I think that's very helpful to really understand the landscape, so to speak. And Rama, that's what I want to address with you. How are you de-risking yourself? How are you creating moats around your business to prevent the kind of commoditization that Ankit was speaking of? And more importantly, take me through how large the team is, what kind of investments are being plowed back on development, on R&D at this point.
Yeah, Sharon. So just to quote Ankit, so the differentiator is required in your products to establish yourself in the market and also differentiate products to the user. So that's where we also focus in terms of endurance and payload capacity, and in terms of operational easiness. We differentiate our products from the competition, from the market, and that's what we are focusing on. That's what helped us in not lowering our margins that are required to sustain in this industry. So that is not lowering the profits to just acquire the customer or these things. So the differentiator is the key word that like Ankit has mentioned. And coming to the team expansion and also this financial year, like you mentioned, so we have raised funds from Mr. Jalazdani and co-founders of Adverb, warehouse automation company. So with that seed round, we have doubled our team in a matter of last 4 months. So we have started with this financial year with a team of 25 team. now we have a headcount of 50 engineers and a business development team, which is sitting in Noida. So we have, earlier we were incubated in IT Kanpur, now we have moved out and we established our own manufacturing facility and corporate office at in Noida, and which is easy access to the in NCR region. And coming to the fund investments, we have invested this fund into team expansion and also the product development and aggressive marketing of products to multiple users pan-India, and also reaching out to end users and outside India also. So we have been we have onboarded multiple industry veterans and also retired officers to lead our team at key manager roles.
Right.
We have Lieutenant Colonel Vikram Sarin has joined us as a VP Product Development, and other Lieutenant Colonel Narendra Tripathi, who has joined us as a head of sales, and industry veteran from Reliance Business Office. They have joined us, and they are giving us the guidance that we require to to grow to the kind of EndureAir at this to 100 unicorn startup. So we have been in that way, and that's why we are eyeing for a Series A also in this next year.
Okay, Series A, that's the target in the next year. Well, gentlemen, we wish you the very best of luck. There's plenty of headroom for growth, and clearly, if I go by what the three of you are telling me, there's plenty of opportunity and plenty of opportunity, not just here in the domestic market, but in the export market as well, that is waiting for startups like yours to capitalize on. Agnishwar, Rama and Ankit, many, many thanks for taking us through where the drone industry in India currently stands and what the road ahead looks like. Appreciate your time, and we wish you all the best. That's a wrap on this edition of Young Turks. We'll take a break. There's a lot more coming up. Don't go anywhere. We're back in a minute with more.